welcome back to Emma Russell Studio. I'm Emma. If you're new here, we paint lots of flowers in watercolor. And so today we're actually painting an autumnal floral bouquet with lots of roses and marigolds and greenery. And we are kind of, if you'd like to say, becoming watercolor florists. So grab your paper and your brushes and let's get started. Okay, so you're gonna want a clean glass of water because some of the flowers are gonna be pretty light. You wanna make sure that your water isn't super dark because that will affect your flower. And we're going to start off, I want to start off with the bigger brush. So I have these two here. This is a size 3 round brush. It has been worn off, and this is a 6. The 6 is smaller. Really, really love this with like precise leaves and floral details. I've been using this a lot lately, but you're gonna want both. This for more detail, this for covering more surface area, especially with your flowers. And we are going to actually, no, this will work. I was gonna turn the paper the other way, but we're gonna keep it like this so that you can see everything. I want you to wet your brush, and we're gonna start with, I made an orange and I mixed Winsor and Newton paints together. If you don't have those, that's okay. I use the professional ones. You can just get whatever colors you have to work with. I use a lemon yellow with a cadmium-free red. So that's how I've created this orange that I have mixed up. You can buy orange. Your palette might come with orange, but we're gonna start over here on this side. So you're gonna kind of go like maybe 2 inches in from the left side of your paper. If you're doing it horizontally, if not, just leave a little space because this is gonna be kind of your last flower here. We're gonna do like a really tight rose. So we're going to curve and then lift. And if you've seen any of my other videos, I kind of go about how you can do this if you need help painting a rose. I have a particular video for that, so I will link that below and you can go watch that before this, but this is going to be great to just add to your collection for fall. So we're kind of tightening the petals and we're gonna have it go out. It's kind of facing in this direction. And maybe have a bigger one over here, one over there, and kind of close it in a bit. Okay, and now we are going to put a really light rose here. So you almost want a really light yellow / light orange. So this rose, it's gonna be a little different. It is, you have the center here. So we're gonna have a tight center, but then we are going to let the bristles kind of fan out and go and widen it really quickly. So it's not as tight. This is more of a blooming rose. We're gonna kind of make a little corner there, I like to call it. Maybe one down here where it's a little more pointy. Go over here. Maybe we will add to this here and just kind of make it like you can see that center and the other petals curled up in here. And maybe add a little bit more yellow to that. Go a little bit over here. Just add some yellow. Clean it off and go back to that orange. Maybe dry it a little bit because that is pretty wet of a mixture. Go over here. There. Okay, so we have that rose. Now I want to we're gonna make some almost branch-like clusters over here. You're gonna need brown for it, and we're going to switch to a smaller brush because it is smaller. So anything you have, it could be a size 6 brown brush. I use the Princeton Heritage, or it could be whatever brush you have on your desk. We're gonna go for a brown. I have a burnt umber, so it's kind of a lighter brown, not a super dark chocolatey brown. We're just gonna kind of make some dots here and it almost looks like dried wheat. So we're just gonna kind of make some dots for where the plant would be and some stems, and you can make them go out however you would like, and then just make some clusters and kind of just alternate that. Okay, and I think that is pretty good. Maybe some more over here, and now I want to get into like, it's like a mum, but it's also like a marigold. So think really fluffy flowers. You're gonna want to mix some orange with yellow ochre, and you want this kind of color here. So I want to mix that up, then clean your brush. We're gonna first get water in here, just a little bit of water, into a circular shape. So kind of have it hiding a little bit behind this rose. And then I want you to dry your brush, go into that mixture that's all pretty watery, and you're just going to start flicking your brush as if this were the center and flicking outward in either direction. And as you do that, you start to form these little fluffy looking parts of the flower. And you can even go in with a little bit darker orange so it can kind of pick that up, because the more water you have, the lighter your color becomes. So yeah, do that. And then I want to lighten it a little bit, maybe. So we have our fluffy little flower here. Next, we are going to go in with some leaves. So let's put some, we're going to start here. We're going to have the stem and then have it go up. So you just press down and then go on the other side. Maybe have one behind it. So we are pressing and lifting to form those leaves. Then maybe have one come over here. And I want to have one come out this way, and then we'll continue our flowers. But we're just going to get these leaves in while we're still in this area of the painting, so we're not, you know, resting on wet paint later. So just some random leaves. What I love about this is I can go either way in doing the leaves. So when you have a bigger round brush, a lot of times you have to go the direction that the point is going, or your leaf looks funky. But I've found with this so far that it is not doing that. So I am really liking that. Maybe we'll make a round-ish leaf here. And okay, I like how the leaves are looking so far. We're gonna make another rose, this exact same color this way, and a little more fanned out, not as pointy. A little softer, so to speak. So if your brush is already wet, that's fine. Just go into that mixture, and I want to redefine that as well. And if yours got really muddy, you can go and do that. Just fix it up a bit. So we're gonna go about right here, leave a little space for the petals, and they might touch there. We're just going to do those little C curves. That's all making a rose is. C curves tightly together, and then you have fan out. And it takes a lot of practice, so if you feel like you're not doing well with these roses, we have all been there. Make one going out this way. maybe darken some of the parts towards the middle to add a little bit of definition, add some warmth to this rose, and have one more petal going out this way to kind of even it out. Maybe one up like this. Maybe darken a little bit more of the centers. So we'll go back in, kind of darken around the area where we had white. Maybe there's just a little bit more of a peachy tone in there. And then that'll just help the different areas really pop. Okay, so I'm liking how that is looking. And now we're gonna go for another big fluffy marigold. Yeah, these are feeling more like marigolds. I might be totally wrong. They could be mums that I'm trying to paint. So just go in and just add those lines going in different directions. And you can even go from the middle as if you had like a circle there and just have them fanning out. I like to press my brush from the center out. I feel like that really helps. If you are going the other direction and that's working for you, go ahead and do that. But if you want it to look like mine, go the direction I'm going. It's like little fireworks. That's what it reminds me of. Okay, let's do some yellow. And then I'll kind of like blend in some color and go whatever direction. Okay. Now, let's do another marigold up here. So let's finish off our marigolds. So just make a nice rounded circle. So you're gonna see the stem in this one. So we're gonna make a light stem. It's okay if it goes into the bottom and maybe a few leaves. And just have some greenery. Maybe it's just some little stems. Maybe we have one out like this. Just go really lightly and just flick some lines out, almost like a fern. So bouquets, they usually have a select amount of flowers, and then to fill it in, there's greenery. It fills in the gaps. It really makes it beautiful, makes it pop, it complements it. So that's kind of what we're doing here. We're acting like a florist, but we're a watercolor florist, where we are creating this bouquet with a select amount of flowers, and then we are painting in those pops of greenery. Very loosely, very free-flowing. It's okay if the colors blend a little bit. I'm really liking how this is looking. So we're gonna like round it out by fitting one more rose kind of going in that direction over here with a tight one down here, and then this weird, interesting flower over here. So let's start on the left, just so that's out of our way. And we're gonna kind of go in with, I want you to grab a lemon yellow and really lighten it. And you're just gonna kind of paint a half moon and then fill that in a little bit. So it's almost gonna be like your circle, the marigold. And we're gonna actually let that dry and we'll come back to it. And in the meantime, we're going to make some more greenery here. So a leaf going this way, maybe one going that way. Let's just add one more stem with some leaves. If you go over your stem like I did, you can just go over it or blot it out with a paper towel. I just love spray green. If you want to go a little darker, mix some Payne's Gray. I'm going to do that to a few of the leaves and just add a little bit of shadow, maybe add a leaf over here, a little dimension, a little dark in parts of the bouquet because There is some shadow. Maybe fill in a little section here. And then let's go out with just a little bit more greenery. So this fern-like piece. Another one here maybe. You can go from the outside in if you have good practice, or I'd start at the inside and just flick out. Okay. And maybe just one more leaf over here. And again, we can kind of dry that and go over by where the rose is so that that's more overlapping the leaf. Maybe outline that rose a little bit. Okay, and we're going to get a little orange, and we're gonna go up here and kind of do that half moon, but it's here because it's the same. It's this like prickly kind of flower. I don't really have a name for it, but that's what I'm feeling. Now I want you to rinse your brush, dry it, and we're gonna grab our smaller brush, the size 6. We're gonna go in with an orange. I want you to mix it with a little bit more yellow. We're going to lighten it just a hair. And we're literally painting, it's almost like hairs on a wig. Like if someone got hair implants, this is the best way I can describe this. So little lines like this, and we're just gonna have them all going this way. And usually there's dots at the end, but because of a little bit of water, there already are dots forming, and you're gonna have some come off up here where you can add the dot at the end, and just kind of in this direction over here. So it's like curving around this center and kind of just going all up, and we're just gonna fill that in, maybe leave a little gap there and just get that. And we're gonna have some green around it and like a little pink petal. So I have a little bit of alizarin crimson right there. I'm gonna lighten a little with water. I just want to do like a pink petal in here, go in this direction, and then we're gonna fill that in with a little bit more green. So you can just add some green. It's like there's just greenery underneath it. This flower is poking through. Maybe we'll do some more of these brown dot-like, wheat-like structures. Just, it's really like the filler in the bouquet. Just add those around. Also, now that the marigolds have dried a little bit, you can go in. I like to go in with a little bit more color and just add some definition to these loose marigolds. So start from the center and just do little strokes, fluffing it out. Okay, and maybe I'm gonna add a little darker green down here to kind of make that marigold pop. Fix that petal a little more. Okay, and we have this blob up here that we let dry, and we're kind of going to do the same thing. So going with an orange, maybe a little darker orange. And well, actually that one's drying. This is our marigold up here. Okay, so we're gonna just, I wanna get a little more yellow ochre, and we're gonna just fluff out, maybe add a little bit more water, get some more paint on your brush, and just really fluff out the marigold. All right, and then we're going to do a rose that's kind of hidden up here, so it's a little bit tricky. So act as if your C-curve, like you're going around but not touching the paper. And then I want to make it a little bit more orange. So I'm gonna C-curve around and then get some more in. And you can see I'm still using my smaller brush. I find that a lot more helpful. And I want some more yellow too. I want it to just be a little bit lighter in some areas. And then we're just going to rinse our brush, grab a little bit of green with a Payne's Gray over here out of shot of the camera. And we're going to maybe darken a little leaf here, add a little bit of green underneath there. Just fan out our leaf a little bit more, maybe have another one come this way, have one over here, have one come out here, and we're gonna make a rose kind of going out. This is probably the trickiest one, and it's facing that way, so this is really the side of it. So we're gonna start it by kind of making this crescent moon, and then we're gonna go in a little bit and kind of have these crescents that are going out. And if you need to lighten or mix up some more pink, like I did over there, you can do that. So kind of just curving and then flicking out. If you can kind of get what I'm saying, and we're gonna go in with that other pink, like we had put down here, that pink petal, which we're gonna redefine a little bit. And there's a little bit more pink from another flower that we're gonna put here. And then we're gonna do like a little kind of carnation type, almost like a really tight rose. And we're just going to, it's also pointing out that way, we're just gonna squiggle our brush in C-curves. So press and lift while kind of going like that. Maybe get a little bit of yellow to just have there in the center. And then let's do like one last darker green of greenery. It's kind of spiky and it's gonna go in there, and maybe have some go out this way. And we are just going to add these little hairs here. So this one is going up. And we're gonna just get a little buttery yellow going and just add those little hairs all over. This one you kind of really just want it to basically be all of that. Maybe some darker ones to just break up the color. Maybe add a little bit more dimension to your marigold and any other parts of your flower at this point as we wrap it up. I want to define my center a little bit more here. Add a little bit more orange to this one down here. And there you have it, a fall autumn bouquet. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. And please like and subscribe if you would like to see more. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.